After months of delays, dreaming, and southbound sailing, we had finally arrived in Chicala, where Chris's big brother and sister-in-law from SV Prism had anchored back in 2016. At the recommendation of the Prism crew, the Neely family had chosen this quaint mainland village as our rendezvous spot for a week of relaxing seaside shenanigans. Chacala is located 64 miles north of Puerto Vallarta in the state of Nayarit, with a year-round population of about 300 people. It's a popular vacation destination for Mexican families, and it has a beautiful, uncrowded, long half-mile beach set in the natural cove surrounded by mountains, framed by a thick forest of cocoa palms. It is also a well-reviewed stop for southbound sailors, even though the anchorage is noted to be quite rolly. However, the motion can be remedied by a good flop stopper and setting a stern hook. It is a wonderful free anchorage with good holding and easy shore access found by the Ponga Dock. Chicala's laid-back vibes extend beyond the beach and into the town, where you will find restaurants, hotels, and evidence of new upcoming infrastructure. In comparison to Prism's posts from back in the day, there's definitely a bit more going on in terms of food and vacationers. The word was out, and we anticipate Chicala will soon be the new underrated vacation destination. After getting a lay of the land, we loaded up into the golf carts that the family had rented and made our way to the villa. As the golf carts climbed higher up the dirt road, the views kept getting better, and near the top is where we found our temporary home away from Avocet, Villa Carolina. When Mama Neely goes on vacation, she only knows how to do it right. While researching Chicala, she came across Villa Carolina, a beautiful villa with 4 levels. Each level had a large bedroom suite with private bathrooms and patios that overlook the sea. Of course, Mama Neely and her boyfriend James had the master suite, while Chris's sister Tess, her husband Jason, our nephews, and Chris and I all occupied the rooms below the infinity pool. It was undoubtedly one of the nicest places we have ever had the pleasure of staying, and we were still pinching ourselves that we had made it just in time to enjoy this special place with family. Although we were hesitant to leave Avocet alone at anchor for the night, we felt comfort in knowing we could see her from our room and didn't have any real concern with our dinghy, Winglet, that was locked to a tree with no outboard. The anchorage was just a tad rolly, but nothing crazy, and our anchor had set hard, so our only true fear was incoming vessels. At the time, there were 6 boats anchored in the little cove, which, according to John, was a lot, but before sailing away from Chicala, we counted a total of 12 boats. We hadn't slept in a land bed since Christmas, and we were excited to take showers that lasted a bit longer than 5 minutes. Chicala is known for its fresh seafood. The stretch of coastline in between San Blas and the Banderas Bay is always teeming with sea life, which is why one morning, Jason and his boys were inspired to head out with a local fisherman for some time on the water.
We went fishing all the way out to like a few miles out. It was like 20 minutes out on a boat. And then we caught our 6 bonita fish, which is like a smaller tuna. And then we caught 2 mahi-mahi, and they were all really big. And on the first catch, we got two bonita on 1 hook. So, yeah.
Successful.
Yep.
After eating our weight in ceviche, we took a tour of the dormant volcano above our villa and took in the endless sunset over the water.
I'm just checking the Savvy Navvy app one more time before we head up to the villa. Nice thing about the app is that it has weather right on it. I don't need to pull up something else. Here in Chicala, we have bad reception a lot of the time, so sometimes I can only get 1 app to load, and it's nice to just do that on one thing. When you're in anchorage, you're always at the mercy of the weather, especially here in Chicala. It's a roadstead anchorage, so if there's any sort of westerly that comes on in, this will not be very comfortable. Since we are staying up at the villa, we need to make sure the Avocet's going to be safe while we're gone.
Once we did our anchor check on Avocet and verified on the Savvy Navvy app that she hadn't shifted in our absence, the family was ready for some snorkeling, so we hopped on a ponga and headed to check out a nearby island, Isla de Corral. So we're out here about to snorkel at Isla de Corral. It is like Jurassic Park. It's really cool. Chris and I have a lot of snorkel gear aboard, so luckily we're able to lend some to the family, so not everybody has to rent, but they do have rentals here on the island. They have a little restaurant, and it's very cool. Isla de Corral lies just 7 miles south of Chicala. Although the water clarity left room for improvement, it still allowed convenient and good shallow water snorkeling with an abundance of marine life. Our last night together as a family, we sailed winglet on the beach until sunset and ended the night enjoying Villa Carolina to its full extent.
Well, it's been an amazing 7 days. Everyone has got sunburns and is very full on tacos. So I think we did Mexico correctly. We've pretty much done everything Chicala has to offer. It's gonna be a bittersweet goodbye because it's gonna be the last time we're probably gonna see everybody for a few months. So I'm glad we got to do this. I'm glad we met here and we got here when we did, so we got as much time as possible in. It's been lovely to stay in a real bed with a real shower, but there's some weather coming down the coast and it's gonna make our little anchorage here pretty bumpy. So we're gonna move to La Cruz, but Marissa and I are gonna go back to the boat today and take the last of Chicala in and prep the boat to get going.
Hey Jason, how do you feel about going home?
I don't want to go. 10 more days. 2 more months.
Keep going.
Thanks for everything. I appreciate it.
So,
We say goodbye everybody. It was sad, but we're back on our own. We're back to cruising life, not villa life. And we gotta walk down to our boat, which is pretty far away.
they had to get on their way, so
Yeah, we're
we
gonna make them late. So.
we let Jason drop us off with all of our bags. We got 2 heavy dry bags, a drone, and some games. So we're back to Avocet, walking through town, fully loaded down. It's always a sweet welcome home from Cleo. Huh, Cleo? Baby? We had spent a week in paradise, and with the family all on their way back to California, we settled in for a couple nights to ourselves before we picked up our hooks and set south once again. But all of that is next on Sailing Avocet.